Well, it'll work.
Yeah.
We're back to talk about Infiltrating Windham. I had to see the title card here. I couldn't remember the name of the place. But yes, we are finally getting the band back together, I guess. We're going to go save Griffith. It's both exciting, and I remember getting to this point, like, naturally, and I couldn't stop reading, and it's both exciting and, like, horrifying what we find when we get to Griffith. But
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's so, it's such a good opening to all this stuff here, because this is where, I think we talked about this, oh, fuck, I don't even remember, just a few episodes ago about we have no real backstory for Griffith, necessarily. We just know that he's, like, ambitious or whatever. And we just, like, start off right from the get-go of flashback to him as a child, just in, like, the slums or whatever, looking up at the castle. And just, like, yeah, I don't know. That's where it all started, I guess. Just wanted to be up there in the sky, the castle in the sky sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's cool, though. This is the first thing we get for him, really.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I'm doing my best not to get ahead of, like, what we get here. But, like, it's kind of a pure dream in and of itself. Like, it doesn't seem... It's not like he's looking to, like, lord over people necessarily, right? He just wants to be in the castle. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's like a pure thing. You know, it's not like he's power hungry. He's ambitious, but it's like just ambition in the sense of he wants to get his dream. It's not ambition like
to, like,
he's gonna be
his foes or something.
Yeah, he's not looking to be a fucking tyrant. I mean, that we know of. Right. I don't know. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice not having a person who's like, I'm gonna be in the castle and I'm gonna fuck everybody else, metaphorically, literally, everything. Like,
yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty, like, it's obvious the way it's said here of just, like, staring up from the back alley of brothels and taverns where the sun never shines, I saw something shimmering against the setting sun was the brightest thing I've ever seen. It's obviously just like almost like a beacon or something to, like, look forward to, try to, like, obtain, not even necessarily, like, own the castle. I think this is more of a childhood, like, oh, I'm kind of in a shithole. Like, there's better things out there, and I want that better thing. Yeah,
totally.
And so this whole, like, is it this whole chapter? No, it's just the first, like, I don't know, 10 pages or so is his, like, memories being kind of, like, cutting into what, like, the darkness he's in or whatever. This is, like, some inner monologuing happening from wherever he is captured.
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah, it's pretty jarring going from there's, like, the childhood stuff here, and then it just cuts to, like, this completely dark page with some panel cutouts saying, like, deep darkness without a trace of light, how much time has passed or whatever, and, like, an eyeball picture, and just
classic.
Yeah. He's basically just going crazy here.
But, like, man, in all the have I retained my sanity? Did I go insane long ago? In all this emptiness, only one thing is vivid. Only him. And it's that fucking 2-page spread of just guts in, like, the little bit of light surrounded by pitch blackness.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very, very cool.
Oh, they're just good friends.
yeah, exactly.
The one beacon of light during my unspeakable year of torture is guts, but it's cool. We're bros.
Yeah. This part is, like, pretty important for sure too.
Oh yeah.
The fact that, like, he doesn't even know. There isn't necessarily one emotion. There's like hatred in there as well. There's like bad feelings about Guts as well as good feelings. And they're all just kind of like swirling around, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, malice, friendship, jealousy, futility, regret, tenderness, sorrow, pain, hunger. Hunger is the funny one to me. Just like, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit hungry, actually. A little famished, I guess. Yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely more than a friendship going on there.
Yeah.
I don't know
and
how
like,
you deny it.
And it's, I mean, this is why, like, it's, I mean, for multiple reasons, it's fucking tragic, right? But, like, this is, like, our classic, like, tragedy stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, he clearly loves this person. And he just has no way to reconcile it. Like, we get on the, oh, sorry, it's not the next page. I guess, like, 2 pages. That picture of fucking Guts with the castle.
Yeah.
And he just, like, he has no idea how to, like, you could, you know, in theory, you could have Guts and the castle, but, like, maybe just the type of person that Griffith is, like, there's not room for 2 number 1 things, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's like, so sad. Like, he just can't deal with what he's feeling about Guts and make it work with his dream about the castle.
I think this is the first time we've seen how intense it is on his side. Like, for Guts, it's kind of, he wants to be his equal, and like he likes Griffith, but the way Griffith feels about Guts is insane. It is insanity.
Oh yeah. Like, yeah, I think I mean, you know, we've talked a little bit about how you could take their relationship, like, it's still open to interpretation. Yeah, like, to a degree, I think. I would say it's, like, at least in terms of romance, like, one-sided. I think Guts maybe is, like, actually just like, we're bros.
Yeah, he's friend zoning Griffith for sure. For real,
and yeah, and Griffith is, like, I mean,
he's infatuated in a way that's insane.
Metaphorically and literally, like, that shit's white hot. Like his hair.
Sure, yeah. No, the few pages, there's, I mean, first of all, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages dedicated to how much he loves Guts. Like, just the whole, like, basic idea is he's met a lot of people, and he's always been able to kind of, like, keep them aside, disregarded them, whatever. Like, they're just kind of not super important here. But this guy, for some reason, is like, he says, I always lose my composure when it comes to him. He has a hold on him. And even after, like, he spent his whole life going for that shiny junk, he calls it, or whatever. And now, even now, after everything, that shiny junk he's dedicated his life for is growing dull in comparison to, like, is in the shadow of this brighter thing in his heart, which is Guts. And that's insane.
Yeah, no, that's, like, it's fucking intense. It's, like, all hell.
Yeah, I kind of don't understand it myself, because I don't think I've ever cared about anything in that way in my life.
Yeah,
I've never been this infatuated with something.
Like, well, and it's difficult too, right? Like, you know, I love Anya a lot.
Not like this, you don't.
But, like, well, part of it is, like, I've never, and I feel like so few people would have had the experience of, like, having a dream or something that you hold so dearly and then meeting a person who exceeds that. Because, like, first you have to care about something.
Sure.
Like, if you don't care about things that much, like, obviously you're gonna meet people who exceed, like, your care of a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, it's like I also cannot fully identify with it, but I can stand in awe at.
What I kind of read is this is like a sociopath who's never been able to kind of understand emotions, and then once he gets one, it's so like powerful that it's overtaken him.
Yeah, it seems like he, like everything we know about him, like it's all or nothing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
yep. For sure.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, we honestly, the only times that we get him sort of just being like normal levels of a thing is with Guts.
When they're chatting or having the gayest water fight I've ever seen. The
water fight, just two bros having a little water fight. Yeah.
Just throwing water at each other, getting all wet.
And that's, I mean, it's, you know, this is why he's swirling it into like, it's on the page, I can't see numbers, before the castle with Guts. Okay, 34. Where he says he was the reason I've been thrown in the darkness, and now he's the sole sustenance keeping me alive. Like,
yeah,
it's I don't know necessarily where it's coming from. It could be coming from a number of different places, but like having to turn Guts into like the not the enemy, but like, you know, the catalyst for his downfall or whatever. Like, I could see it being a survival tactic after a year of torture. Like, Griffith was already not like the most emotionally stable person, and now he's been fucking tortured for a year. Like, it's a logical thing to happen.
Just focusing, so like those feelings were always there, but with kind of just being stuck alone with your thoughts and memories and stuff, just kind of honing in on a single thing, and like that in burning with more intensity over time. Like, yeah, I get it, because he blames Guts for a bit of how it's all gone down, but also is like infatuated with the fact that he let this guy get that close to him, which like has never happened before with anybody. Yeah, no, there's like a lot of emotion here that he doesn't know how to parse, and frankly, I don't think like we do either reading it.
Yeah. Oh no. Like, I mean, it's like you could ask what, like 5 different people at least to like write about this shit, and they'd all come up with a different thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Griffith is simping, essentially, is what we're saying.
Griffith is a simp.
The biggest simp. Tier 3 sub all the way.
Tier 3.
Tier 3.
Oh.
And then it gets weird because
we get back to our like, we see our first little bit of like demon shit in a. Well, no, I guess we like left the last chapter with like that serpent thing, but like,
yeah, the demons are starting to come out now.
Yeah, we're getting more appearances. The little fucking messed up things in the fucking brick that come out, and they say, "Oh, Prince of us, the unforgiven." They're like kissing his finger, and it's fucking gross.
There's like no good way to describe what they are. The best way is, if you've seen Pokemon, imagine like muck, only more like aborted fetuses.
I was about to say together. Like with teeth and eyes randomly strewn throughout.
Just like classic body horror type stuff, almost in like the shape of a blobby slug thing coming out of a brick in the wall.
Yeah.
Reaching out for him. But yeah, it's so fucking weird, and they're just kind of there saying like the time is coming or whatever, and we get this cool shot of as when they descend back into the brick, it kind of shows the like portal into
like sort of a colonnades, archway, window things, like light streaming through with the silhouette of the demon lord, the god hand.
Yeah, but
who, if you hadn't read the Black Swordsman arc,
you would
have no idea.
This, scratch that off on your bingo card, I guess. There it is.
Yeah, we hit it.
Yeah. But
yeah,
like,
no, that
actually,
shit's cool. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like, do you want the suspense or do you want the knowledge?
Well, I don't think you need it, though. Like, you don't need the knowledge of who they are, because it's still kind of just ominous and creepy in the way it's portrayed.
And even, like, with context, like, you can kind of figure, like, anybody who's, like, taken in any form of media should be able to, like, oh, these are important silhouettes. Like, it's not a blob of fetuses or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of where we leave off with Griffith for now, and we get back to the remnants of the Band of the Hawk, where everybody who is able to is starting to get, well, the little crew, I guess I should say, not like the whole thing.
Excuse you? You mean the Griffith Rescue Squad?
Yeah, they're starting to get together.
They literally call them that.
They're getting the Griffith Rescue Squad together to go to Windham, but like they're all kind of moving out. The whole band, from what are moving out, and yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot here. There's just kind of them chatting, getting on horses, and riding off.
The little bit that we get that I fucking love is page 42, where Casca gets onto the horse and it does like the pang and her eyes tear up.
Oh, from getting like just nasty
railed
pounded for a day.
And Guts is just like, let's go, boss, and she's just like, lucky.
Yeah. It's because she got that vag just pounded. Ugh. Gross.
The frame of her with like the sweat beads and like her eyes
watering,
blurring, like it's pretty good.
It's very, very good. Yeah. I also like that they don't mention anything about why. You just know in context. Like they don't say anything.
Yeah, you either know or you don't, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Honestly, there's not a whole lot to say here until we get to where they start the like actual journey in the graveyard or whatever. I guess the thing I wanted to call out more than anything is page 44 and 45. There's kind of a half-page, 2-page spread of the silhouette of, I guess, the gravestones or whatever with the city behind it. But I really like the use of the white to show the like grass.
Oh, yeah.
And the like flowers and the wind or whatever. I just think it's very cool looking. There's nothing crazy about it or anything.
Yeah, no, it's a good shot.
It's just good. Yeah. All right.
A different artist would have made all of these gravestones just a slab. But Miura decided that each one needs an intricately drawn like figure on it.
Yeah, they're all different.
They're so super detailed for no reason.
They're so detailed that they get a couple panels, like mini panels to themselves to show that they're different and detailed, I guess. Yeah. Which is fine.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So the reason they're in a graveyard is because secret passages exist, and that's what they're looking for, which they find really easily. Instantly, in fact.
Just like, one of these should be it. Oh, look, it's this one.
Yeah. Like, I can't tell what that is. I know it's like a symbol, like a crest of some sort, but do they say what it is? Crest of like the king or something, or I can't tell.
They don't really mention. Just
I love this whole part though, because like, why are we here? Oh, secret passages, or the castle that huge usually has a few secret passages, like, or whatever. And Guts is just straight up like, if we find it that easy, I'll quit being a merchant. Found it. Just like instantly they find it.
Pretty good.
Pippin just throws over the stone, like, because he's
Pippin,
a big
do
dude.
the thing. God, look at the fucking What page is this? I have to like click 3 different buttons to find page numbers now.
What's
also
on it?
Page 42. It's where they like, no mistake, this is it. And it's like them surrounding the passage hole. And on the bottom, like, look at the comparison between fucking Pippin and the other two. He's so fucking huge. His face is giant, dude.
Just ridiculous, yeah.
He's a big boy.
His head is like 2 of Guts' head, and Guts is not a small dude either.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
It's great. And he's just thinking, will I fit in there?
Yeah. And then the next page, we get that Guts and Casca getting all close. You're worried, aren't you? Fucking way too close. You could cut that sexual tension with a slab of iron.
Yeah, he doesn't want her going first because it's generally the more dangerous position or whatever.
And then she basically calls him a little bitch.
Yeah, she literally says, like, obey your superior's command.
And Guts is super into it.
Yeah. Yeah. So this kind of leads into like a sewer system, right? Yeah. This goes into kind of like a secret passage, yeah, but it's what you would think of when you think of like an old-timey sewer system with kind of a rounded cobblestone like passageway, and there's water in it and everything. So, yeah, which makes sense, I guess, because why wouldn't it be, right? That makes sense.
We get as they go through the darkness, Guts thinking about Griffith.
Yeah,
like everything that's kind of
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Like thinking about how he's thought about Griffith and all that stuff. Yeah. And, you know, Griffith saying, like, do I need a reason each time I put myself in harm's way? Do you think that I'm cruel? Like, all the conversations they had. And then, like, thinking about Casca, Griffith's no good without you. And then realizing, like, is this my fault? Like, was I selfish and didn't think about how my leaving would affect people? Yeah. And now we're here.
I like when this is all starting on that page where there's like Griffith on his horse or whatever. It's doing that thing again where it's kind of tilting a little bit up to show that he's like above him or whatever. But more importantly, when he's thinking, you would never come down to the land where we crawl, the boundless hawk or whatever. It doesn't even show him below Griffith. It shows his reflection in the water being like at the very lowest point. Yeah. This whole like part is very cool. It's not as intricate as Griffith stewing for a year about Guts, obviously.
Well, Guts is a simple man.
Yeah, he swings that sword and runs through sewers, and that's what he does. Either way, they find their way out and into a like mausoleum or I guess like
mausoleum. Yeah, we're the kings and whatever the hell. The important thing is that we get Casca saying from the grave to the grave, and Guts saying that was weak. It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We meet the contact that they had to help them get in as well, and lo and behold, it's Charlotte.
It's Charlotte.
Hey, Charlotte. Oh, she's so cute. She's so young and like not battle scarred like everybody else.
She's not like fucked up. Yeah.
Well,
no, I mean her scars are on the inside.
I was gonna say let's not go that far. She's pretty fucked up in her own way, but not physically. Oh, not yet. God, I hope nothing bad happens to her.
Fucking Charlotte saying like, oh, you're the knight I asked to or Casca's like, you're the knight I asked to protect Lord Griffith, and Charlotte's like, so you're a woman, I did not notice. And fucking Guts and Judo are like trying to fucking keep it together. It's such a good, their like mouth and eyes are, it's such a good panel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I wonder why, because it's so dark. She mistook her for a woman, you know. I really like that. She says, I didn't realize you're a woman. And Guts is just like, she mistook her for a woman.
Fucking Casca just beans Guts in the head.
Yeah, that's good.
And the bottom panel with him like turned around holding his nose. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's so good. This is just them saying that like we got to go save Griffith. Nothing too special here. I don't know. There's nothing that we haven't really seen before. There's some inner monologue, I guess, with Casca now. Just kind of thinking about where Charlotte stands in all this and what she seems like and what relationship she might even have with Griffith or whatever, because those feelings are still there. Even though she doesn't want them to be, because she likes Guts a lot, but I don't know, feelings are weird in that even when you don't want them, they just exist, unfortunately.
Oh, totally.
Especially when you don't want them, they still exist.
And think of how fucking long she's been feeling that way, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and when you're a kid and you develop those, when you're, that shit, you don't shake that. That's what therapy tries to like help you deal with. It doesn't even get rid of them. It just lets you be okay with them. Like, yeah, I get it. It's all good. They get kind of caught, but Charlotte uses her clout, I'll say her royalty, to just be like, we're going for a walk in the dark. Like, chill out and fuck off to the gardens. Essentially.
There's a cute little thing on that same page on the top left panel, like her little determined face. It's like her eyes are two little dots with the like little eyebrows above them.
I'm trying to find which one it is.
On the page where she's like, where they get caught by the guards.
Oh, like it initially?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that. It's so pretty hard to see.
Yeah. He does like a little bit. I mean, we've been seeing a little bit more like the cutesy fun stuff as we've gotten more misery.
Yeah. Thank God.
Kind of balance it out. I just love that shit.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. That is very cute. Like, almost like if you were to draw a stick figure and then give him a like little determined look without a mouth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cute. Yeah, I never would have seen that. Neat. Yeah, she just says these are my bodyguards or whatever. Nothing special here. They get rid of them and she keeps going. The big thing here, I think, is that they get to the tower where she believes that he's being held, and throughout all this, they aren't really sure what they're going to be doing with her. Specifically, the idea comes up that they should take her with them because if worse comes to worse, she would make a good hostage.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like, absolutely not. This is kind of fucked up. We're already in bad standing already. We're already traitors. Like, we're not going to take the princess and use her as a hostage. But Charlotte wants to go. And that's kind of where that ends as well, this chapter.
Yeah.
Because of course we knew that she would pressure them into going. There's no way she wouldn't.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah. So, and we get a little bit of information, I guess, about the tower. So, apparently this is one of the most ancient towers in Windham, because it's there before, I guess since the time Midland was even established, or maybe even before, they don't really know. And they don't know why it was built, but it seems like it's been used for prisoners and during the Inquisition, heretics, because it goes really, really far down. Like, it's a dungeon, essentially.
Yeah.
So it would make sense. And the worse your thing was, the lower you would be in. So they assume Griffith is the lowest they could possibly go in here.
Yeah.
Which we find out like soon that they're right. He's down really, really low. I'm just trying to think if there's anything. There's a lot of talking about the logistics of bringing a princess into a dungeon where she might possibly be killed.
Yeah.
They're not stoked about it.
Her handmaid is not enthusiastic.
Honestly, none of them really are.
That's because she's dead weight, dude.
She's super dead weight. Also, it looks really bad. Like they're already traitors.
Yeah,
they're already considered criminals. Yeah. But like also he is right. They could use her as a hostage and she is like a super strong bargaining chip.
Yeah. Well, especially since her fucking gross ass father is like, she's a flower or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like that there's like literal pages of this, and then eventually we just see a panel of Guts just being like, why are they talking so much? Griffith is so close.
Yeah.
And yeah, I definitely felt that way too. I was like, oh my god, there is so much discussion about this shit. She's like wrote a book worth of fucking dialogue about whether or not they should take her. It's crazy. Yeah. And then she throws a tantrum because she's a child.
Yep. Which is like the bottom of that page, top tier.
Of them holding her face.
Yeah, and every single face on that panel is fucking 10 out of 10.
Guts is the best. Guts is an 11 out of 10. It's so good. He looks like Donkey Kong or something. He's got the Donkey Kong face going. Yeah, she starts screaming. It's a good reminder that she is a child because she just starts screaming. No, never. Yeah. And they need to shut her up. So, they just decide that she's going to go. There's a cute picture there of when they're like, okay, you can come or whatever. And she's like, really? And that's page 81. It's just super cute. That face. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this whole chapter is literally them just like not even going in yet though, right?
Another top tier bit is the handmaid being like, Highness, what about me? And we just ignore it.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen to me? Just crickets.
Yeah. Also, there's, I guess, like, kind of glossing over it, there's some stuff going on in Casca here where she doesn't really want... There's a jealousy thing going on a little bit here, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she even says something like, I'm a bad woman, or something like that. Somewhere in my heart, hearing the princess talk about Griffith like that, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why Casca does not want the princess down there, and they're not all the logistics of carrying dead weight with you or taking royalty with her. But yeah. Guts is just pissed. He doesn't care. He wants to go.
I understand Guts on a primal level.
Yeah.
People are meandering. We're here. Let's do the fucking thing. Why are we talking? We said we were going to do the thing. We didn't say we were going to stand around and fucking talk.
It seems like this literally was a thing just an hour ago when I said, would you be ready in half an hour? And you made a comment of maybe if they leave or whatever.
Maybe if she leaves and stops lollygagging.
Lollygagging, that's the term, yeah. So yep. I feel like this is something you relate to inherently.
Yeah, I am Guts.
Yeah. Guts would not deal good with the Midwestern goodbye.
Oh my god. I'm all for a Midwestern goodbye, but like I don't need a Midwestern goodbye every time somebody's going to the store or to work.
Sure. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah, I get it.
After eating and you're full of food, hell yeah, we could chat. But sure. Like if you're going to work, go to work, man. Totally.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure.
Yeah, he's ready to roll. They finally get rolling out after Casca gets a little in her feelings, Guts realizes he's like the one who still hasn't unbound himself from Griffith is me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they're both going. I mean, I guess it's fine if there's feelings like that in a relationship if both people are infatuated with the same person.
It is kind of weird. Isn't
More
it?
convenient than it would be otherwise.
I mean, polyamory is a thing people do. So yeah. Although in that relationship, Griffith definitely is not interested in Casca. So
no.
As far as we've seen, anyway. I guess I should also state we're getting up to the point where I stopped reading soon.
Yes.
Next episode will be the last one where I have like prior knowledge or something, and then from there the other episodes that we do are all going to be kind of on the fly right after I read them, sort of thing. So they'll be much more reactionary than anything else has been this whole time, which is exciting, I guess, and also scary. And also I've been waiting to get to this point because I want to keep reading, but also I've been busy, so it's fine. Well, and I mean,
I because I read it before, I've been like following your lead a bit because it does, it doesn't matter as much to me, but like just I mean, I've been there where you start reading and then you just hit these points and you're like, I can't fucking stop now.
Yeah, like
I was telling a friend a while back, I'm like, if we didn't put like a stop, I would have finished the manga, but I would be done.
I definitely would have been too, for sure.
It's definitely just a thing that you can binge.
Yeah. And like I wouldn't have been against that so much, but I think one of the more interesting things would be somebody who hasn't seen any of this stuff, like my reactions for the first time to it. And, it hasn't been too much of a big deal right now. It's been a lot of character building shit. So like, but as you were saying, we're coming up to the stuff that's like really reactionary. So I wanted to make sure that I had the proper reaction to stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of swearing.
Dude, there's going to be a lot of language.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Pumped.
Almost as excited as Guts is to finally get going and have Judo just instantly murk the two guards by throwing some knives at them that are at the front. Just absolutely no problem at all. Yeah. Also, it's just kind of cool because we haven't seen Judo do like a whole lot in comparison to the rest, so I'm down for it.
Yeah, I think maybe it's like bias and the benefit of hindsight, but I feel like we've heard more. We get the impression that he's really good at this shit, but we don't see it as much. We're told a little bit more.
Totally. Yeah. So they start walking up the steps, and that is the last we see of them for a little bit. As we go back, we get a meanwhile panel that shows just a landscape or whatever, and then the camp that the Hawk has set up in the forest of some sort, with everybody just kind of trying to stay together and survive, and asking Riker to go and get some water while
he fucking turns around with that bucket, and it's incredibly obvious that Mira doesn't always know the difference between like content happy eyes that things are going to get better and come here and fuck me eyes. Like, that face is
those are some like early sultry Disney Bambi like eyes going on there.
That little smile.
Yeah,
it's I know what the intent is. It just looks fucking weird.
Yeah. Everybody here, even though like we get a bunch of panels of people kind of being bandaged up and trying to stay alive or whatever on stretchers or whatever, or like kind of banged up, everybody's in good spirits. Griffith is coming back soon. Got to get healthy because the Hawks are back and like we're going to be good and everything's fine. Riker go get some water. So he's like, yeah, okay. He goes to get some water and we see something we haven't seen for a long time, or if you're one of the people that doesn't read the Black Swordsman arc, you haven't seen at all yet, I guess. And we see an elf.
Or what we assume to be an elf.
What we assume to be an elf. Riker says it's an elf, so until we get to the part where we see what it is, it's an elf, okay?
But he says it with a question mark.
That's true.
An elf?
Kind of just like, I guess it's like a almost translucent white butterfly, the way it's drawn, standing over the water.
I love that fucking panel.
That panel is very, very good. The panel of showing it kind of zip away and like the dust coming off of it and the stars in the sky with the trees and like the brush over the brush kind of just white. Jam. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's very, very good. That's some good shit. The elf question mark darts around through the trees like really fast, and Riker gets excited and kind of runs after it, I guess.
Yeah.
Why is he saying an enemy raid? Is there like a sound?
It's
there it is. The bottom panel.
Yeah. There's like we get noises. I missed that too by going through.
Yeah.
So he hears the yelling, I guess, drawn. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the little sound effect symbols. So he's like, how could it end at a time like this? Griffith was almost back, and then guys?
I love this page. The full page spread of just Riker kind of almost if you were looking into the forest without like a flashlight or anything, you just kind of see, or like even how video games portray stuff with like a fog of war or something, you kind of just see like the immediate vicinity around you, and there's kind of a broken tree branch or whatever. And it's just complete black with a bunch of fires of some sort.
Yeah, like the fires that people had been sitting around, but like maybe like because of how they're drawn, maybe like a little smoldered or something, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to tell on this panel what the hell is going on. It looks like the fires are just standing in a void of darkness.
Yeah.
Which actually, knowing what happens might actually be what is happening. Now that I think about it. Almost like a demonic void has overtaken everything that you might be able to see normally.
Yeah. And fucking Riker's just like standing there.
Yeah.
Alone in the dark, guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's a super creepy panel. And then it's just followed up with Skull Knight.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I get super excited because I love demon shit. Like Skull Knight is metal as fuck.
Fucking good. Look at his goddamn like it's just so fucking like it's like the quintessential like cool armor shit, right? He's spiky. It's like a rib cage. It's just spikes fucking everywhere. His sword has thorns on it.
Yeah, his sword is so dope. The shield, honestly, the crest on the shield looks kind of dumb, but like just because it doesn't fit, it's like a rose with like thorns around it, almost like a like what you would assume like a proton symbol looks like. Or something.
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
It's kind of weird, but he's so cool. His sword is so cool. The thorns around it. Oh my god.
The fucking cape, like the torn cape.
Yeah.
Like blowing. You can almost imagine like the sun behind him glinting and just like a sick guitar riff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such good shit. And okay, so that's kind of like the cover art sort of thing for it. We get back to Riker just kind of standing in the empty void with fires around it, and there are like panels showing the parts he's near because he's walking through, like being clearer, and there's just empty fires still burning. He's thinking to himself like, I don't see enemies. Like, did they know there was an enemy here? There was a raid. Did they all just run away really fast? What's going on? And we get kind of like some sounds. He looks over and there's an outline of a guy saying run.
Upside down.
Yeah. That panel is fucking terrifying. This is horror shit, and I'm so here for it. That's so good. The fact that all he's saying is run is so good.
Kim, run, Rick, and then just fucking the demon. You see the demon face, and it's just, oh no.
You just know something's going on here. Yeah.
God, and then that we hit that fucking 2-page spread.
Yeah.
What is it?
Is this the demon that we've seen since we do read the Black Swordsman arc? I'm just gonna harp on it, apparently.
I don't think it's the exact one. Again, I don't know that we have
that is definitely the same face,
or denying.
I think, though.
Yeah, it could be.
Is it just like...
I don't know if it had those tentacle eyes, but he might just be doing, like, you know, that kind of face.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, is this just Miura's style? Like, that's just what some of his faces look like? Yeah,
I think he's just pulling that face as, like, a demon face for some reason.
Yeah. There's no good way to describe what it looks like. It is kind of like a giant, fat caterpillar type thing.
Yeah, with a shitload of little hands and like a face that has antenna coming out, but then like eye stalks on the sides and a fucking weird, like a second giant mouth.
Like if you pictured like a midget Godzilla or something, but instead of a dinosaur look, it's more of a weird like worm with giant people teeth.
Yeah.
Or something. It's super hard to explain, but you know. And there's probably a Pokemon that looks like it, but I'm not well versed enough in Pokemon to tell you what it is.
And then Rykert steps back into like liquid. Yeah. And it's just a fucking mass of bodies like melded together and piled on top of each other with like demon bugs crawling on it.
That panel is so fucking disturbing. We got the like Hercules beetle type thing at the very top of it. A mantis and this weird like flea type form.
Yeah, like a flea, but with a human face and shit.
Oh God, I hate that shit.
It's fucking cursed. And we get a close-up shot of the moth,
the sexy elf
girl, the hot moth.
Yeah, so the elf was a weird humanoid moth type thing. Less cursed, I will say, but still pretty cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah, moths are disgusting. I don't know if you know, but they're fucking disgusting. I hate that they're furry. I fucking hate moths.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gross. She is also gross, this demon moth girl. For what that's worth.
And Rykart's like frozen in fear. The demons are closing in. And then fucking Skull Knight.
Yeah, this panel
what a good goddamn panel, dude. His horse with the skull armor and the fucking like what's the word, like the thing at the
it's like a harpy or something.
Yeah, it's like it would be on a pirate ship or something, but it's like on the horse or like you'd see on a fucking motorcycle. I don't know. Like it's just fucking cool.
It's like it has like bat wings.
Yeah, like demon bat wings or whatever, but it's like just a naked chick.
Yeah.
It's like just cool.
Yeah, this whole part is so fucking cool because Rykart's about to get just completely fucking destroyed here. And he rides in but all the demons just kind of look aghast or scared for a second. Pulls out his sword and just yells withdraw at them.
Dude, him just saying withdraw is fucking top tier.
Yeah, that panel
is so good.
Yeah. There is so much I've never seen a white skull have so many black lines drawn to show detail.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's insane.
So yeah, he's like telling the demons to fuck off, basically. That they you shouldn't have time to amuse yourself with slaughter. Haste is needed, is it not?
Yeah, they have to get ready for the festival.
Yeah.
Like, actually, they have to get ready for the thing. Yeah.
So, and then Rykard sees this skull boy, like that doesn't really help in his current state. He doesn't know if it's a friend or not. Totally. So he's like, this is like a terrible moment though.
Yeah.
Him just being like now that that's over, like just like he's crying profusely as you would, and just like everybody was so happy. Griffith was coming back. This can't be happening. Like, the Skull Knight saved him, but like he has to deal with that on his own, I guess.
One thing I just noticed now too that I didn't notice before is on page 109, which is the bottom right, it shows like the mad looking moth girl or whatever, the one where he says you shouldn't have time to amuse yourself with slaughter. In that panel, there was a spider demon there that we didn't see in any of the other panels, that was just like hanging from something or something and came down, and that's fucking gross.
Or is that, hang on,
oh no, wait,
different?
You see him in the other panel
he's on the pile. He's just he's like shaded in the background ish. Yeah. He's farther away.
That thing is fucking cursed, and I hate it.
He blends in. That's the thing. They blend in with the bodies.
Yeah. It's so gross.
Yeah, no, that thing's highly not good.
I'll tell you what's not cursed. The best page in this whole fucking thing so far. The last page where it says Festival Eve's End, and it's just
Skull Knight fucking bat out of hell
in front of the moon.
It's so good, dude.
It's so metal. Oh my god. And not even just like that picture, but the one in the top left as well, where it just shows a close up of his face in the 3/4 view in front of the moon, looking at the like viewer or whatever.
Dude, it's a fucking great page.
Yeah, I think this is a contender for episode picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're back to the fucking tower.
Yes. Back to good things, right? They're saving Griffith. This is a fun, happy story now.
It's fun because you say that, and I'm looking at the page where the dude rushes up to the door, like, screaming, and it's just a fucking fucked up face.
It's just like what you would imagine a zombie looks like.
Yeah. Basically. I mean, like, it looks like the
human.
Dude. It looks like that guy from the Black Swordsman arc who was like tortured.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just all getting their noses hacked off.
Maybe if like you read it, you would know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess like the important part with that is that he scares the shit out of Charlotte, and Guts is just saying like, maybe you're not cut out for this. Here, I'll carry you because you're taking too long.
Yeah,
he just
like
gets down to carry her.
Yeah. We get a nice huge lord dump. Which is
from
like
her, right?
Yeah, it's like from her, and yeah, it's like mostly from her, if not all from her. I thought Judo chimed in at some point, but maybe that's in a bit. But yeah, because you know, she's asking, or who says, oh, someone says, how far does this go down anyway? And she says that the underground prison was built after the time of the Inquisition. It goes down no further than about the depth of the tower. But the hole itself existed long before the prison was built. Its depth is greater than any mountain in all of Midland.
Yeah.
So then she asks about anybody knowing the origin, and we get this stuff about like warring tribes and continuous warfare. It said that fully a third of the population died, but someone appeared who put an end to the warrior age. Supreme King Geiserik?
Yeah, I guess I would have pronounced it that way too. Probably, yeah.
And then like we see him silhouetted on the next page. We see his face is a fucking skull.
Yeah.
He has skull armor.
Yeah, his armor is actually pretty cool because it's like a skull, but like almost like a lion crown, like head on it as well. It's super weird. I like it a lot.
All of his armor is fucking intricate as shit.
Yeah.
Like, he has figures on his knees. His horse has, like, kind of a similar shit to what the Skull Knight has, but, like, on its head. And it's, like, more regal. And just every single piece is very intricate.
Yeah. This part is important, though, for sure. This is a lot of, I mean, obviously, the way, like, you already talked about it. We know it's Skull Knight. Like, just straight up.
Dude, it's... I don't, like... skip it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's not anything, like, spoiler. I was going to reference, like, discussions, but, like, those discussions aren't worth referencing until we're farther in, I guess.
Oh, would it be a spoiler for me? Like,
it's not necessarily, but like, I don't want to taint your opinion.
Oh, I guess. Wow. Okay.
I don't know. It's nothing like huge, but I skip it.
Okay. Fair enough.
But Guts is like, Charlotte says he would don a dreadful helmet shaped after a skull, and Guts is like, fucking skull? You say?
Yeah. This is where Judo chimes in. He's like, "Oh right, the fairy tale of the Skull King." Yeah, you know that fairy tale.
Yeah, that classic fairy tale.
Yeah. According to legend, he gathered workers from all over the empire, forced them through hard labor to build a large capital, and then the king lived the utmost extravagance while levying heavier and heavier taxes on the people. The city ended up becoming a melting pot of feasting and pleasure. But God finally decided he couldn't condone the Skull King's deeds and sent 5 angels. By lightning and great earthquakes, the city was erased from the face of the earth without a trace in the span of a night. 5 angels?
Weren't there 4 of them? Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, that's...
Yeah, right?
God, it's so fucking good.
Man, if only you guys read the Black Swordsman. I'm gonna stop now. It's getting dumb.
The horse is dead, Paul.
Yeah,
exactly. It's just so fucking, like, I was so hyped reading this. Like, it's so fucking cool. It's like From Soft shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get this little bit of shit now and again, and you're just like, oh damn.
Yeah.
And it just how it like connects, but they never fully fucking give you what you like. You don't get to truly know, but you get the bits that you can put together. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Anyways, she says, well, it's not just some fairy tale. At least the city that did exist. The name of the city meant land in the middle of nations, so it received the name Midland. That's and
it fell into the ground by way of natural calamity, sleeping still just as it was then, at the bottom of this hole.
Yeah. This place is important, is what this whole thing is trying to tell you, the reader. So maybe pay fucking attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he does... I feel confident in the amount of Miura I've read so far, which has only been what we've talked about. He doesn't do exposition dumps that aren't important. He would rather just like slowly get you through the story. He doesn't do shit like this usually, unless like there's a reason. Like maybe you should know this info, you know?
Yeah. And he saves it for like the juicy shit.
Yeah, I don't think like I've even seen that stuff yet. The juicy shit, you mean? Really?
I mean, this is juicy.
Well, this but like he doesn't do this that often, is what I'm saying. Like this is.
Well, we haven't gotten any. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get a dump of? Like how the current king lived his life as a shitbag?
Right, exactly.
Like, I don't need that dump.
Totally. Yeah, no, I get it. You showed it after he tried to rape his daughter. Like, I got it. I understand.
And then, who is it? Is it Casca? Somebody drops a torch, and it falls and falls and falls all the way to the bottom, and we get to follow it as it goes past statues, like kind of Greek style, like a Pantheon building, but in ruins. And a shitload of skeletons, and like there's skeletons, but like they kind of look like they got meat left on them. And then we like they're mummified, almost.
Yeah, that's a good
that sort of wrinkle look.
Yeah.
And then we see the fucking brand
that we know about because we read. Anyway.
Well, I mean, literally, if you wouldn't like, this is actually a thing that you would like. There's a focus on this mark, and if you hadn't read that, you literally would have no idea. Like, there's no context for this previously, right? Like the thing with the God Hand, you can like suss out like, oh, these are important demons, probably based on what we just saw. But like this mark would have zero relevance. So this is like, for us, it's like a holy fuck moment.
Yeah. But if you do it the other way, this is kind of the first time you see that, and I think maybe the first time you see it on Guts, if you like read that after, that could be a holy fuck moment now too. Like, it works still either way. Yeah, this one is not too important. I just like being a prick about it.
yeah. I mean, it's also just like we basically see, you know, the characters are like, wow, is this city really down at the bottom of this hole? Like, blah, blah, blah. And like we see that there is like, it looks like a city's worth of people, and every fucking one of them has the brand. Yeah. Like, that's huge.
Just runes of like you said, a Pantheon building of some sort. Yeah.
And then we see the gang is being followed by the little tortured egg.
Yeah, the guy that we've seen him before. We just kind of see that we got the Who's That Pokemon version of him. Just shows his outline. It's weird torturer guy.
Yeah.
Anyways, they get to the bottom and they find Griffith's room. Theoretically. Yeah. I guess they don't know for sure, but they're pretty sure it is.
It's the last one.
Yep. It's the last one.
They open it up. They're like, shit, nobody's here. And then they fucking see / maybe hear like mild breathing or shuffling or whatever. And we just see fucking Griffith's
what looks like a corpse, honestly.
What looks like a corpse.
Yeah. I honestly thought he might like be dead here. Cause like,
yeah, by the time they get to him.
Yeah. And it would have made sense that like, obviously we know Griffith isn't dead, but like we know that he becomes some weird demon form that's probably like ethereal in some way. Like his corporeal form could have died here. Like, I don't fucking know. That makes sense to me.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
So moving into like the title page for Reunion in the Abyss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That fucking straight up prisoner thing in Elden Ring, though. The prisoner start is literally just Griffith in this.
How did I not even think about that? I played the shit out of Elden Ring, and I didn't even think about that when I first got to this part.
That's why I was like tempted to take that class, honestly.
Wow.
It's so direct.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost just a ripoff.
Yeah, no, like straight up. Yeah.
It is still in the shape of the griffin type thing, though.
Yeah, so. He keeps it in. It's kind of like this goes, kind of along with like the Jesus imagery we had of Griffith before, where it's like sort of the king of the Jews put on the crown of thorns, like
totally
caging him in this. And his back is like I assume that's just the muscle. Like his skin has been torn off,
flayed off. Yeah.
Honestly, based on like the amount of torture and then like the stuff that that we've already read past a little bit as to like the extent of it, I feel like Miura was holding back. I feel like he didn't draw it as terrible as he wanted to, because it would have been like too much.
But it's fucked.
it's like absolutely fucked. So Guts runs to him.
Yeah.
And just, he's like, skin is torn off in chunks, like he's fucking been starved.
Yeah, he's emaciated as fuck.
His arm and leg tendons cut, his tongue is cut out, we learn.
Yeah. Yeah. Casca is frozen. Just, she can't, they're horrified.
Like him.
Yeah.
He gets the part that fucking gets me is when he tells Casca to give him the key, and him and Judo like open his mask, and they like see his face, and Casca steps forward and Guts just screams at her to get the hell away and stay back. And that's like a huge thing where like nothing is worse than your imagination, right? Because we do not see what his face truly looks like. And
I don't know if I want to know
so
the answer to this, so maybe answer or don't answer accordingly. Do we ever?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, not in this. Not in this context. Like
no. Ever.
No.
Okay. No. Okay.
No, they leave it firmly in the realm of like, you have to imagine that shit.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that, that's what makes it powerful. I mean, that's what makes it fucked up even more so, because like now I'm like, it's so bad that we're not shown how bad it is. That's fucking bad.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of bad shit. So yeah, that's horrifying.
We get the close up of fucking Griffith's eye with Guts reflected in the iris.
This part's hard, actually.
It's very difficult, dude.
And the way he just like pulls him in close and hugs him or whatever and cries on him. Like,
yeah,
fuck. This whole fuck. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through pages and it's just like page after page and panel after panel of everyone here being horrified at what's happened. Like,
Casca is like actually having an actual panic attack, it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like shaking and like her breath sweating. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal, but it's followed by one of the fucking coolest sequences we've had so far. I'm a sucker for rage revenge.
Dude,
like,
it's all I know.
The little shitbag torture guy is like, "That's far enough," and shuts the door like he's gonna fucking do anything. He's like, "I locked the door. He. I called the soldiers."
Yeah.
Fucking Guts just has shut off every like just from him saying "hey" and how the panel where he says "hey" and the shading on his face, right on like the bottom half of it, like his neck and his lower half of his face, you can just tell that he shut off every single part of his brain except the one that killed 100 dudes in a night. Like, it's fucking too good.
There's a whole panel of him standing up, like, you
him
know it's coming.
Standing up. You the one who did this to Griffith? This door is 4 times normal thickness. Yeah, okay.
I hate how well that voice comes out of you. Oh God, it's so fucking gross. Speaking of gross, so we find out, you know what? I don't want to go through everything he did. If you have, like, if you're doing read-alongs and stuff like that, read everything the torturer says he did, because it's fucked. And it's 2 panels worth of just saying a bunch of shit. I will say, though, he keeps his tongue as a good luck charm and licks it. And that's fucking disgusting. I hate it.
The kind of important thing that like makes it extra fucked up.
Yeah.
Not like just like all the horrible shit he did, but I've seen to him constantly, like I'm skipping all of the I've seen to him. I've seen to him constantly, like we were husband and wife. I'm also the one who would nourish him so he wouldn't die. Yeah. You couldn't split us apart because, like, you know, he could do whatever he wanted as long as he lived for a year.
Yeah.
So that just like extra fucked up thing of like torturing the shit out of him and then like having to put in the effort to keep him alive. Like, it's just fucked.
Is this part this disgusting and horrible in the anime? I can't imagine they get away with. Yeah. Okay.
No. It's not as detailed.
From what I'm understanding, the anime is just like a toned down almost like, this is the wrong thing to say, but I think it explains what I'm thinking. If this is like the R version of the story, the anime would be the PG-13 version in a lot of ways. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I'm sure
a lot
it's
of ways,
still horrific because this is even more horrific.
I assume maybe for like rating purposes or censor purposes or whatever the hell standards they have to meet, they chose their moments to show very carefully.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
I'm sure if actually it's TVMA, like mature up here. I don't know anywhere else, but
so, you know, they said like, oh, well, we can show like 3 horrible things throughout the course of the anime. Which 3 things are we going to show? Because there's like 3 billion of them.
Why do I feel like the 3 things are in the stuff I haven't read yet?
Probably some of them are. I can't think
2.
offhand. I honestly can't say. Probably 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he fucking licks Griffith's tongue, and then we get a panel of Guts just absolutely running him the fuck through with an insane look in his eye.
Yeah.
Like that
the
4 times
holding him.
Dude. And the fact that he doesn't just go like he doesn't just put the sword through the door. That door is fucking annihilated.
That door, yeah. It's splinters.
4 times thickness does not mean shit.
Yeah. This dude killed 100 guys, like.
And then, like, oh, I forgot about this bit. They really do that close up of Guts fucking cutting that dude's tongue off with a dagger.
Yep.
And then just fucking slides him off the sword into the pit. That fucking panel of Guts saying, "I can't hear you, speak clearly." Just the shading is unreal.
Just like the wild animal look in his eyes, too. Everything about Guts right now is there's no humanity in him currently. This is murder machine Guts in a way we haven't really seen, actually.
Yeah, no, like we saw him, you know, the 100 Men in a Night, like kind of survival mode, but this is him like it doesn't fucking matter. Like there's literally only one emotion. And not even an emotion, just like primal instinct.
And the best part is yet to come. First of all, I love that he cuts his tongue out, then like slides him off the sword into the pit and says, "I can't hear you, speak clearly," or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But then an arrow comes, shoot, and like they yell, "Don't move," and there's a bunch of guards. And they say like, "Throw down your weapons, surrender quietly," and we just see the final image of this chapter is Guts is going sicko mode.
Dude, when his pupils are drawn as like swirling circles, you know shit's about to go down. Like it's about to fucking go off.
I remember seeing this part and seeing all the dudes on the steps and just being like, that's a lot of fodder we're about to see just like get ripped through.
Dude, the next fucking it's starting off on the next page and literally like we get one final little bit of humanity where he says, "Keep up with me," and then just fucking
he
doesn't get any more clean lines on him for like the next chapter.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I love that. There's this like, as she's yelling guts, there's a panel of his feet just like running super fast away up the stairs, and his eyes just being wild.
And then like 3 people getting, not like 4 people getting just
5
split into parts.
Okay, so it starts in the bottom right of page 2, I guess, in page 156, 157. He's cutting off a dude's head. Then the next one, he's cutting off another dude's head, and it looks like he's dabbing, which is hilarious, but it's just the way he's drawn. Then he smashes in a dude's head. I don't even know what he did to the dude in the like foreground, the 4th one, and then he cuts another just, like, dude in
exploded. Yeah, and then the next page we just see like body parts and blood cascading into the hole. And then him walking up, like, it's almost like the fucking JoJo pose meme, right?
Totally.
It's like him walking away and there's just 6 dudes up the stairs who are looking horrified.
Yeah.
What a good panel, actually. That is just the JoJo meme.
It's so good.
He's fucking approaching them.
Yeah. I love that he just puts his sword through the dude closest to him, uses him to block all the like barrage of arrows that they're shooting at him, and then
hucks the dude. Yeah, guy's still on on the sword, and he lifts it up and cuts two people cleanly in half, and the third guy just gets rocked with the dead body on the sword.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to lie to anybody listening right now. If you're not looking at it, there's no way to explain how many people are being killed.
Like, we just get, and then it's a page of, like, literally just limbs in, like, the swirling style with the lines coming off of them. Like, literally limbs just flying, people screaming, and guts just fucking murdering. I mean, there's like skipping through some of this, it's hard not to go quickly because like it's moving quickly, you know. Judo just being like, that's horrible, bloody rain, and there's bodies and limbs falling in front of him,
and just blood also like dripping down like rain in that panel too. Yeah. Oh man, we get that like just sad panel of Charlotte like laying on Griffith or whatever.
Yeah.
There too.
And they're like, let's go. Don't fall behind, guts.
Yeah, we gotta go.
The commander being like, what's taking so long? And he's like, but Captain, the Band of the Hog means that 100-man killer. Simpleton. That's a story that happened in the confusion of battle. His fucking face in that panel.
Yeah.
It's so fucking like, I don't know, froggy, I guess.
It's hard to describe. Froggy's not a bad way to do it, actually.
Like no defined chin. And it's like just like wrinkles stuff with a wonky mouth. And he's like, where in the world is there anyone who could cut down 100 armed soldiers? At the most, a dozen or so, and then just bodies flying out of the fucking tower with guts following them. Yeah. Holy shit, that panel is so good.
Yeah. And then it just ends with him kind of like superhero posing almost, with the bodies flopping onto like the spearmen in the front.
Yeah, dude. That 3-point landing.
The 100-man killer guts.
And then fucking the captain is talking, and then guts just like his brain and eyeballs are like just out in the next panel.
Yeah, he just lops his head off or whatever. I love the panel of him just like going like or whatever. And he basically looks like his kiss makeup is running or whatever. It's just like
his corpse
blood.
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. God.
There's so much more murder. I forgot how much there was in this chapter.
Him just saying, watch carefully and learn the intensity of the battlefield, and then his head explodes. Yeah. And then the next 2-page spread is guts just fucking cutting through people like they're butter.
Yeah.
Like everybody is like, oh, and Casca kills a person too. one person.
Yeah, she kills one.
She puts her sword through a dude, but Guts is just like destroying these people.
I love that there's like panels of him. It's like almost like a snapshot in a split second where he's in the middle of killing somebody while other people have been killed so fast that their like corpses or their body parts are still flying in the direction that they were cut while he's killing another person. Like they haven't even fallen to the ground yet.
The kinetic energy of this sequence it's fucking incredible. Like, it's such a tight sequence going from the torture room all the way up, and it's just violence the whole way.
Yeah. It's so
and then the gross ass king shows up.
He is definitely like gross ass, the most gross ass we've ever seen him now. He is a walking corpse that's melting the way he's drawn.
Like there's like shitloads of archers, crossbowmen, surrounding the Griffith rescue squad. And the king is like, stay your hand, the princess. And the single year that has passed has not been kind to the king.
No.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So he kind of lets them go because they didn't want to risk her getting hurt. And he ends off saying, summon the Bakiraka. And we kind of get like an ending panel of who we assume are what he said, because it's just like the silhouettes or shadows of 5 different men creatures, humans. Like,
yeah,
they're humans, but they don't look very normal.
They span the breadth of what humans can look like.
Yeah,
we get like our giant Pippin Hulk kind of dude. We get a tiny little imp looking person, the lankiest man I've ever seen in my life. A little hunched back kind of egg shaped dude like the torturer, who's like, I don't know, chonky. And then we get the woman. The breadth of humans.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. So the Bakiraka, we find out, are a group from the east of mercenaries. They're called a murderers guild. And they're assassins, essentially.
Yeah.
They're specialists, so the king wants to order them or whatever to kill Griffith and take back his daughter, essentially. Or just, he's sending in the specialists.
Yeah. That Bakiraka chapter 1 panel.
Yeah.
Guts just fucking covered in blood. Not his blood.
No. Just like screaming or something.
Just, when they give him the fangs, he's like all of that line art in the back, like that style of, I don't even know what to call it, but where it's just like little intricate webbings or whatever, and it's kind of drawn like fire around him. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's such a cool panel or image in general.
Yeah.
Skipping ahead after all that stuff to 179, just like showing the aftermath of
dude, just the
of
fucking
where Gus
wake.
Has been. I just love it because like they're all trailing behind and they're like following the trail of bodies out of the city.
Yeah, dude. And then they fucking them walking up and Guts is leaning on his sword, just like covered in blood, and Charlotte is like, he scares me. Who's the bad guy here?
We're all scared right now.
And like, how do we? I'm debating. I'm like, Casca sees him and she like just kind of is looking, and like Guts is so just fucking in that zone that she like touches him with the cloth to wipe him, and he like flinches.
Yeah, I
Like,
love that. At least wipe the blood off. The princess is free.
The princess is frightened.
Yeah. Griffith kind of sees her do that as well. And
yeah, we
get an eye.
We focus on that. We focus on Griffith seeing this.
Yeah. They hurry to the sewer system or the underground path again to get back out of the city. And we see that they're being followed already by the Bakiraka. Specifically, the ones we see are... The one we see, like, kind of the last of is the claw guy. But they're all kind of there in the shadows or whatever.
Yeah.
Princess rips off her skirt or lifts it up to run better.
Those legs. What a act.
Yeah.
For a princess.
Yeah. And then we get the fight that happens here. This fight is super cool. I really like this thing. The Bakiraka fight.
I mean, because we're getting, it's like with the other dude that got fought in the tournament and then later at the camp or whatever. Like, just different styles instead of just straight up sword fighting, right?
Yeah. Different weapons and everything. Super cool.
So we got Claw Boy, like, stretching between the passageway, just like if you're climbing up a hallway with your arms and legs and just supporting yourself that way, except it's way longer than a hallway.
Humanly possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how, like, they're moving and Guts kind of stops everybody, and the way, like, it's presented is a rock drops or like pebbles or something drop into the water, and that makes him look up, and we get kind of like this image almost like he's a spider or something coming down on his prey.
Yeah.
And the next panel is just almost incomprehensible, showing him do like this weird flip down with his claws, trying to like scrape at them or whatever. It's so creepy. This whole thing is so fucking creepy. This lanky bastard.
She's like twirling in place, like rotating on his legs.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. It's hard to explain. The way you explain it, of like, if you're a kid and like in a small hallway or like a staircase or something that's walled up, just kind of like pressing your legs and arms against each side of a wall and kind of like slowly crawling up it. It's definitely that thing.
Yeah.
Creepy. Like super creepy.
I mean, Guts sums up pretty nicely when he says, "Be on guard, it's still nearby." Like, they have no fucking idea what they just encountered.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of remember too, but this is probably in like dim at best light. Probably like very little to no light. So that sort of thing is hard to convey, I think, in this portion. I think Mirror does a good job of kind of conveying to us when stuff is dark. And this whole thing, I don't think there's any real reasonable way you could convince that this is all done in darkness without a lot of the like stuff that's important that you see being lost. So I get why we can kind of see things decently as the reader.
Yeah.
But yeah, like essentially he basically just like clawed it down and then like twisted his way back up and kind of hid in the shadows or whatever, so they can't see him anymore.
And then the fucking
like
dude
fish
pops out of the water. Yeah. Like they're walking in the water and then we just see a face in the fucking current, and then the little chonky dude pops up with his trident.
Yeah.
Going for Casca. And then he just floats away. Like, she doesn't kill him, he just like fucking
swims away real quick. Yeah.
And
they're just being attacked from everything.
And Judo recognizes that like this is he knows the Bakiraka.
Yeah.
I've heard that each one's a superhuman monsters, or they're a superhuman monster. The little dude, the imp guy, like pops out of the waterway with a blow dart.
Yeah. And goes after, so Griffith is like the main target-ish. The stipulations where he wants Griffith killed, and he wants his daughter back completely untouched.
Yeah.
She's not to be touched at all. Otherwise, he'll have their heads too, or whatever. Which is important to stipulate, because he shoots a blow dart at Griffith, but it gets blocked by the daughter.
Yeah.
With a poison dart. We find out pretty soon here.
I actually really like the panel of her reaching her arm out to block the shot.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It feels like an instinctual thing. Like, she says grit and then just goes for it, but it's not like a freaking out thing, right? Like,
right.
It seems like it's just like she moved in front of it and it was just complete instinct, and I don't know.
And she probably didn't see it like very well, even.
Yeah, like she just kind of saw the dude, like maybe like dimly the shadow of like the blowgun or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like how it was done.
Yeah. She collapses into the water and they kind of freak out a little bit. Guts is still on high, I'm going to destroy everything mode in this situation, and swings at the imp, who gets away easily. Or we think. And then he gets cut in half in the air.
Yeah.
I love it because he swings at him in the waterway and he jumps out. And he's like, or whatever. And then the next we see his guts just like turning instantly, and then him cleaved in half in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important the princess got hit here, because that's actually what stops the fight. Basically I don't think they give him a name. The weird claw spider Bakiraka, I'm gonna call him, says, "Don't move." The idiot poisoned her or whatever. In exchange for her life, we guarantee yours or whatever. Because she's going to die, and
if she dies, it's going to be a bad time for us.
Yeah, it goes badly for us if she dies or whatever. So, yeah, that's the exchange. Is the maidservant and the princess are be brought back, and they'll kind of forget this happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Not fully, but they need to get her back home or whatever.
Yeah. She says, like before she passes out or whatever, she like grabs Griffith's cloak, cape, whatever, and says, together always. Yeah. It's important throughout all of this that like Griffith can't speak. He's right. Weak as shit. He's been tortured, and he also doesn't have a tongue. Right. So like, anytime from Griffith, we maybe get the idea that he's making a little sound or noticing something, but it's always the dots. So like here we just get these dots, and we get a close up of his mouth like moving.
Yeah.
And the best we could do is, if you know how those sounds look, you could maybe try to infer what he might be saying or trying to say, but like we don't know, you know?
Do you have, so what you're talking about is at the bottom of page 202. Do you have like a translation for what he's trying to say in those panels?
No, not even close.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if maybe you did, because I don't either.
Yeah, it would be one of those things where like I would place a significant amount of money on the fact that Mira has him saying something there.
Yeah. Why else would they show 4 panels of different mouth movements or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone has looked at that and definitively come to a conclusion about what he might be trying to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it would be based on those mouth movements, like maybe. I don't know how much we would have of it anyway. But yeah, it's just a thing to note, because we haven't really mentioned it. Like,
yeah.
And it's a thing later as well, like how you can't really know what he's thinking, and none of the characters really can, because like he's not talking.
Yeah,
like he can give maybe at best like a little noise of approval or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's true. I don't think I even recognized that like he was probably saying something there, but he totally is. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a Reddit that the problem. So the thing is that I kind of want to be more part of the Reddit community for this stuff, but I know I'm gonna get spoiled on huge shit, so I can't be. I can't look stuff up.
You gotta wait until you're caught up.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks because I would like to kind of be part of memes and stuff, but I know I'll just see something that ruins something in like a year from now.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, Charlotte and her servant get taken
by the
they go with
female.
the lady. The lady, yeah.
And the fight continues from there.
Yeah, like they just now then, we take your lives.
Yeah. Fishman comes up and Pippin kind of blocks his attack, swings down at him, misses, I guess. It's hard to tell what's going on with the guy in the water, really.
Yeah, I think he misses. And then the spider dude is coming from above.
Yeah.
We get the big boy. We get Mr. Chonk with a giant fucking spear. And it actually kind of cool. I don't know that I've seen this in anything else. He has like almost like a miniature lacrosse thing that he has holding the end of the spear to like give it some extra oomph. I don't know that I've seen that in any other media before.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
That's definitely a thing, but you're right. I don't think I have either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we get the cool, like, it's curved because it's going so fast.
Oh, yeah, because he's, like, in the darkness down the tunnel or whatever.
Yeah.
This whole part is super cool, and it's just kind of blocked at the last minute by Guts.
Guts blocks it, but he goes flying.
Yeah. That like, force must just
knocks him on his ass.
Yeah. Felt like a cannon, he says.
Yeah.
So they got the idea that like they're sniping at us, so dim the lights because they have kind of like a little lantern or whatever. They put out the light finally after being attacked again, and Judo we got another cool moment from Judo where they plan a thing where Pippin hits the wall with his hammer and creates like a spark, I guess, to see where he is in a moment, and then throws a knife like really fast at him. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's a really good tactic stuff.
Yeah, it's super cool. I guess he throws two knives. I thought it was just one, but it's definitely two or three, actually.
He throws a knife. He throws like one knife to like get a bit of a bead on stuff, and then and then he throws the second one by the guy, and then after that he throws his knives into the big dude's neck, and then he tells Pippin like hit the wall, and then Pippin hits the wall, and you see like the other two guys are like right on them.
Yeah,
right on our group.
Yeah, the one coming up from the water and the other coming down from the ceiling at the same time, sort of thing. Guts just cutting through the spider dude's his fucking head.
Yeah, and Casca like gets her sword through the fish boy's neck.
Yeah, I guess we should say he's not a fish, but like I don't know if you've seen how he's drawn, he looks like a fish man.
Yeah,
I think it's apt.
And then they smell a smelly smell.
They smell a smelly smell. Yeah. Yeah, this is great.
Pippin's like, don't light it, because Judo's about to light the lantern or whatever.
Yeah.
Then Pippin just yells, run to the exit, and we see the skilled assassin chick who's like topless. Because, it's how...
Whatever, I'm into
work. Like, yeah, no, like, rule it cool, dude.
Give me ethnic topless chick every time. I'm in. Yeah, the smell is like gunpowder of some sort, or like a chemical agent.
And she just has like, I mean, like a bandolier, but wrapped around like her entire body, and in some places with like multiple rows, and just like, all this powder like flying through the air, and she has like bangles all over her arms, and she takes them, clicks them together, and it sparks off. That shot of her with like just the flames like throwing out is pretty good.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, obviously just like flint or something. Her bangles.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking cool. It's so good.
Yeah, Pippin's like, if the dust caught fire, if it catches up to us, even our lungs will be burnt black. So they're like running.
Yeah.
Griffith, and then we see the thing, like Griffith notices a little thing, and Pippin follows his gaze and smashes open the top.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tunnel.
I read through this whole part and didn't realize until later on. Pippin literally says, Griffith showed me a bit of moonlight coming through the ceiling. This is like 5 pages later or something. And then I went back to look at that panel, and fucking sure enough, it's all drawn there where Griffith like does something, I guess moves his head up or something.
We basically get like 3 lines. Like Griffith looks, and then like there's 3 lines, and we get like Pippin a tiny little, Yeah.
See, we actually see the like little bit of sunlight or whatever coming out of the rocks. Then we see the like panel of Pippin's eye just like widening in like understanding. And that's kind of when like it all happens. I think that like it's not important how they've done this. What's important is that in this moment, I was so focused on how they're going to get out of here. I didn't understand how he knew that until he literally says, and then it made me go back to see. And sure enough, it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. The amount of detail is so fucking stupid.
It's
so stupid.
The panel of Pippin, like the same accident happened at a mine I used to work in. Him holding his face, and it's like a thinking emoji or whatever.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's very good. We get normal looking Guts on this page too. He just kind of looks normal-ish, which is weird.
Yeah. We find out that the assassin chick just gets fucked up.
Yeah, she gets stabbed in the chest by the king, by the shitty king.
Right between the tits.
Yep. Because the princess came to harm, and he said, we're not going to let any of you get away with that or whatever. He almost kills the maid until Charlotte steps in, and honestly just is kind of like, I don't know. She's relenting into, I don't know. She's becoming like a good girl, I'll say, to him to like ensure that she's safe. And it's creepy. I hate this.
She's appealing to his, I mean, just to him.
To him.
Because he's a shitbag.
Not to his humanity, because that's gone. Like,
yeah, no, she's using his fucked up feelings to like save Anna. She's like, let Griffith go.
Yeah.
Because he can't speak, he can't move his hands or feet. He suffered enough. Surely your majesty is satisfied by now. Please don't take anything away from him.
Yeah.
Says, and the king's like, very well, I will not interfere with that man again.
Yeah. They go, and then he says, send out the black dogs. This is the start of the bad shit. So just we're not getting into it in this episode that we're recording now. I just want people that are listening to know the black dogs are the start of
terrible.
They're the start of hell.
See this, and in this, the end here, this is where we get the shit that bugs me. We're told about them.
Yeah.
And then we gotta see them later. Like, yeah, so, you know, the king turns around and immediately wants to send these people after Griffith. And the knights are all thinking, like, why must his majesty use such scum? The Black Dog Knights are made up of former criminals. Yeah. And someone's like, do not refer to them as knights. They're a disgrace to the army. And then that man called Wild, but with a Y-A.
Yeah,
Wild.
it's W-Y-A-L-D for people following along at home, I guess.
Maybe it's supposed to be like Wild, but I think Wild is.
I also think it's Wild, yeah.
Yeah. There's something strange about him. He's like a beast, and we flip to what is clearly a demon.
Yeah,
like kind of a bestial, almost like a werewolf-ish type of thing, except not hairy on his body. Just
we
balls
got a
deep
demon
in some
man
woman.
just absolutely fucking a girl.
Surrounded by women, like clinging to him and stuff.
Yeah.
So at this, it doesn't actually look terrible.
No.
Primarily because it looks like there's consent involved. Which is like the fucking problem later.
So
like it's
all
just fucked.
of these women that are on this page, which there are there's another one hidden back
8?
there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the one
10.
who's fucking. There's 10 total.
There's 10, yeah.
They kind of look like they're just in the throes of ecstasy or like tired out from it.
Yeah, they're
we find out that's not necessarily
it's not
true.
Yeah, I mean, they can both be true things. Like this could be a fine situation because like
that
they're
goes bad at some point or something. Like
yeah. Or like maybe they're fucking like prostitutes or something, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Who knows? Because like they're all clinging to him and shit. Like
yeah,
it doesn't necessarily look like this has been a terrible situation, except for the fact that they're not going to be able to fucking walk for like a week.
I find it weird that on that main page where they show him, it's like they're not supposed to show genitalia. There are definitely a shaft and some balls there.
Yep.
Like that is definitely hidden in there.
Yeah, like barely
not front and
visible,
center,
but it's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then someone's like, "Boss, we gotta go." He's like, I'm busy." He's like, "But it's a direct order from the king. Something about the boss of the Band of the Hawk breaking out of jail." And Wild's like, "What? That's funny. That business I mentioned I have to take care of is him. It's with that Hawk boss." And we get that final shot of the volume, and it's just his fucking beast face.
Yeah.
Cursed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about to get really bad.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I completely forgot this fucking existed in the manga because it does not in the anime for obvious reasons.
It doesn't need to.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Like it's the Black Knight or the Black Dog Knights. Like there's no. You can remove. It turns out you can just remove them and nothing fucking changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
so
mean,
that's cool, but
you are right though. This is definitely not where this gets bad. This is the people that it gets. This is the dude it gets bad with. For next time because it does. But you're right. I thought at this part that it's just like, oh, it's just some like giant dude who likes to fuck 10 chicks at the same time. I get it. Me too. I call that Saturday.
Yeah, no, it's like he's clearly a demon or whatever, but like
yeah.
It's nothing super fucked up.
Yet.
Yeah, no, they flipped that one around pretty goddamn fast. But
yeah, I also
overall oh yeah, go on.
I will say that the next volume 11, because this is the end of volume 10 from what we're reading from, the next volume might be one of the few that once I started it, I couldn't stop until the whole volume was done. Because
that tracks.
It was like a train wreck that I couldn't take my eyes away from, for better or worse.
Yeah. It's a train wreck because it's all just senseless.
Yeah.
Like even the parts that kind of are cool just completely fucking overshadowed. Like entirely overshadowed. And anytime I see people who are like, I've seen people reference a few times, they're like, yeah, but this like fight that happens eventually is like important. I'm like, it's not that important though. It's not that fucking important. We could take these moments and like we could have put them somewhere else.
I am curious. Yes, what is important? Like, we'll talk about this obviously when we get to it and talk about it because that's content for that. But like, I wonder what it is that's important in there.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay.
You'll remember it. You'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But we'll get there.
Will I think it's important, or will I be like, no, that's not important?
Nah, you'll think it's important.
Oh, okay.
I imagine based on how you've been with everything else, you'll be like, yeah, no, that matters.
I mean, I know there's demon stuff, and like I like demon stuff, but
no, there's some cool stuff.
Does it have to be so demony though?
It's all too fucking like. What's your opinion of Berserk? The demons are cool, but like it's a little too demony.
Yeah. For real though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this was a nice short episode.
Yeah, no, I knew this one was going to be long, but I didn't want to break this one up into two because I felt like we should talk about the whole breakout.
Yeah, the whole breakout sequence, like.
Yeah, this is one that I was just like, I know this one will probably take close to 2 hours, and that's fine. But like, I mean, what do you do? It's a super important thing that like you don't really want to stop in the middle of.
Yeah,
I guess we could have, and like
at before the Bakiraka or whatever might have been a decent spot, but man,
yeah,
it all just goes together.
Yeah, I don't think the Bakiraka like that isn't a full episode by itself, and I think the whole next, like straight up, the next one is probably going to be about as long because it's going to probably be that whole volume.
Well, the thing is, it'll be as long, but instead of us talking about stuff, it'll be just us talking about how bad like the first 3/4 of the volume are.
Yeah.
Like how fucked up it is.
Yeah, no, I think the next one actually it might actually not be that long.
We'll probably end up trimming because there's gonna be stuff that like we just don't really want to dwell on past like referencing it or and whatever.
There's not like, I don't know, there's not like a lot of story stuff going on for a lot of it. It's just kind of, gore porn is not the correct term, but like that sort of thing. It's just shock value stuff going on there. So yeah, that's fine. Like I'm sure it won't be that bad, honestly.
Yeah, no.
But then we get to the stuff that I've been waiting for.
It's, like I'm just like we're so close.
I'm a little bit worried because I watch everything with my girlfriend. Like it doesn't matter what. So I'm pretty sure she's going to watch the anime with me, and I'm a little curious and scared how that's going to go.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Yeah. I'm a little scared about how that's going to go, but I mean, it might be okay.
Yeah.
It's more easily accessible, right? Just like straight up.
Yes,
it would have to be just by definition. I think.
Yeah, it's more accessible. It's like I mean, it's still had me fucked berserk. Up for like 2 days where I was just like rolled into work on the line, and I'm like, nobody talk to me. Nobody fucking talk to me.
Guts theme or whatever.
Yeah, I just got earbuds hidden. I'm listening to like Guts theme on loop.
Yeah,
just fucking zoning out, putting cheese in a bag.
Yeah, I get it.
So, but I'm like, I mean, that's why I read ahead past the shit we're gonna like that full episode, because then whenever you fucking hit it, you can exit out of that last volume or last page and just be like, Ben, we need to fucking talk right now. I'll be like, I'm ready. Anya, leave the room.
I need the room.
I need the apartment. Go to your parents.
Just go.
Just get out. Stay the hell away.
Is it like really as intense as people say? Would you say?
I mean, it depends. I think it is. Like,
yeah.
Even reading, I knew everything that was coming. This wasn't like the wild shit where like I just had blocked it out of my brain. Like I remembered damn near every single beat.
Yeah.
Of the stuff of that what will be episode 12.
Yeah.
And it like if anything was worse, like it affected me more.
Okay.
It's intense.
Is it because of the character, like the stuff that because we love the characters and not so much like the subject matter, or is it a little bit of both, or what?
I'll say half and half.
Yeah, okay.
I guess for me.
Like, would it have less impact if it was some random... If you read the same stuff and it was, like, from a bunch of characters you didn't know in, like, a story and world you didn't care about, would it be as impactful? I'm going to assume no.
No.
Yeah.
You would probably, like showing someone all of the fucked up shit from Berserk, like, in a row, you'd be like, yeah, all of this makes sense, and then being like, pick the one that's the worst. Right. Like... You wouldn't necessarily be able to, like, from a story, like, emotional standpoint, right? Sure. Not just like an act standpoint. I don't know that you'd be able to pick the one that's the worst emotionally. Because like, yeah, like it's the characters that we spent the last fucking 11 volumes with. And like by that point,
talking about for like 15 hours worth of conversation.
yeah.
I get
so it just hits. And in the, I mean, because as a reminder to anybody, I watched the anime first, and I had no fucking clue. I had no idea what Berserk was. I had not heard anything about it. It was literally a dude at work being like, "Oh shit, I watch Berserk all the time. Like it was cool as hell." He didn't mention like any of the bad shit.
It was
cool
as hell.
I don't even know if he knew what the ending was. Like, if he just saw like all of the battle shit, right? Like fighting the armies and everything. Like, yeah, that's cool as hell if you don't know anything else. So like, I was just fucked up, like just completely blindsided.
Did that guy like try to talk to you after?
I don't know. I told him, he's like, he did like, right? He's just like, it's cool, right? And I'm like, you're not wrong, but like,
yeah, in a way
are we just gonna ignore all of the horrible shit?
It's cool in the way that I'm gonna need therapy for the rest of my life.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I didn't want to talk to people I had to re-examine my life for 48 hours, but yeah, it was neat.
Cool. Yeah, cool might not be the exact right word, but
yeah. But no, like it's fine. I mean, it's an experience, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of experiences, next time we're going to talk about Wild and the Devil Dogs and
the chase.
Trigger warning, crazy rape, and
basically every trigger warning you could possibly have except for drugs, I think.
Yeah.
Like pretty much all of them.
Crazy just rape and like not even like murder in the way is like, oh yeah, Guts is cool killing 100 dudes, but like, hey, you know that like nice family that helped out? What if they were on sticks? And like, yeah, I don't know. It gets pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Demons be demons, I guess.
Yep.
The best way to say it.
Fucking terrible.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. See you then.